Hey, this is Tim here with Expert Power Wash. Just finished up a nice brand new trailer here in the build shop. Wanted to give you a quick walk around and show you what we did here. Let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at this trailer. So this is an aluminum trailer, dual axle, 6x12. Give you a quick overview and then we'll jump into some of the details. Here is the real side, passenger side. All right, let's start over here at the pressure washer. So this is one of our custom built units. We don't typically use a off-the-shelf pressure washer. This is completely custom built for us. Got the Honda exhaust, gear drive unit, recharging system. So this will recharge the battery if you're using your pressure washer often enough. Got the 1/2-inch whip line here, block mounted unloader. That is the pulsar unloader. So that's the upgrade to the K7 loader. It's a flow sensitive unloader. So when you pull the trigger, you don't have that abrupt jerk in your hands like you typically do with a normal pressure washer. We've upgraded the wiring. Everything is 6-gauge, 3M heat shrunk, pure tinned copper lugs that we're using on all of these. We got the marine grade battery, got an interstate battery in there. That's gonna run the Softwash system as well as start the pressure washer. So this is an electric start. Got the hour meter on there as well. Really nice unit. This one has an oversized aluminum fuel tank. So this tank here is 22 gallons. Not going to have to refill daily with this tank. Got the 7-gallon soap tank over there that has our custom bracket on it. Then of course the Flow Pro there on the front. We'll get into that once we get over to the other side. This one has 3 100-gallon tanks on it. 2 are tied together for water, and then of course the back one there for bleach. All right, this one also has a pure water system for window cleaning. This is going to purify the water. It's going to pull it out of the buffer tank, send it through the filtration system, and then over to the bottom reel there with the blue hose. Let me get a closer look there so you can see this. Cool thing about this unit, this is a unit from Tucker. So if you wanted to add additional 12-volt powered items, you could plug it right there into the box. All right, we'll go over to the other side here. Give you another look at that pure water system from this side. Everything is plumbed up and ran really neatly. All right, we'll step back and start talking about the reels. So these are 2 Titan 18-inch reels. These have the stainless steel internals, so stainless steel manifold. Let me show you that here. So this tube that runs through the reel, super important that if you guys do attempt to build something like this yourself, that you make sure you use good reels. I've seen from a lot of manufacturers or suppliers that they sell a cheaper version of a Titan reel. Don't get swayed by the pricing. Make sure that you're using the right reels. Also, this one has the stainless steel swivel here. That's a super swivel. Same thing down below. We're using a stacking kit. So this is our Titan stainless steel stacking kit. 100 feet of 3/4 garden hose there on the top. We have 100 feet of the 3/8 hose. So 2 different hoses on here. This is just going to allow for better flow and better water production at the end of the brush at the water fed pool. And then all the way at the end of that, we have another 100 feet of this 5/16 hose, and that is the actual hose that runs to the jets on the water fed pool brush. Next up is our Softwash system. So this is our Pro Mixer XL. This thing is kind of modded out. And what I mean by that, we're running Hastelloy check valves. So typically those are stainless, but we're using a slightly better material there. It's going to be more resistant to bleach and chemicals. So this one has a 3/4 check valve, 3/4 mixing valve. This one is 1/2 inch for the soap. And then on over to the bleach, same thing, 3/4 Hastelloy valve. And then of course our mixing 3/4 valve there at the bottom. This one has the rinse valve. So this is super, super important. I don't see a lot of people putting these on their systems, but what this does is it allows this valve, which is your bleach valve, to bring in fresh water, completely rinses that out. Let's jump over to the back here. Got our heavy duty switch, rocker switch, that's waterproof, made in the USA, along with our Remco 7-gallon per minute pump back there. That is the new dual control. So we're not using the regular Remco pumps that we see often used in our industry. Guys blow through those pumps almost immediately and don't understand that they were designed for water and RVs and in the agriculture industry. This one is actually designed for what we do. Plus it flows a lot smoother, works a lot better. Just overall, we love those pumps. They're new from Remco. Next reel here, we have another 18-inch reel. One thing I didn't mention is we are using custom bent stainless steel risers there. Same thing on this reel down here. You can kind of see along the backside. So those are bolted to the trailer as well as using those stainless steel risers there on the back. So again, another 18-inch reel, stainless steel internals, stainless steel swivel. We're using the ST510 gun along with stainless nozzles. Had a guy come into our shop the other day. He bought one of these from another supplier and they were actually plated steel. So when you're buying something like this or you're putting something like this together, make sure that you're using stainless steel. If not, it's going to corrode up pretty quick with the use of bleach. Another thing to note here, we have our ends crimped. And this one has a nice extra. So this is a little bit of an upgrade on the gun here. This is a Mossmatic swivel. The ends are crimped there, like I said. Next up, we have the Flow Pro. So this is going to be the electronic downstream system. So there's a remote there on the other side in the bag there. So you hit the button, you're on soap, hit the button again, and you're on rinse. Makes it really easy if you're a ways away from your equipment. You're able to quickly change from soap to rinse on the fly. Let's get a closer look at this. This is custom mounted with a bracket. We're using these new aluminum mounts here. Typically those were 3D printed before in previous versions. So these are the new upgraded. They're expensive, but they don't break. There's another look at the Flow Pro system. We have the chemical injector there on the back. This system's all quick connect. So if you ever have an issue with your downstream injector, it's like 30 seconds, you can switch that out. It's good to have an extra one on the truck. If this thing ever fails, there's a little plug on here. Pull that out, and then there's actually a key up underneath. You can see that there. You can actually manually twist that. That's made by Flow Pro, a solid system. We have a ton of these out in the field. There's a couple other people that make them. These are, in my opinion, the best available. If something comes out that's better, we'll analyze that and consider that as an option. But we want to put the best stuff available on our builds to make sure that you guys are going to have the least amount of breakdowns and make sure that this stuff just works. Last reel right here, this is another 18-inch Titan electric reel. We have 200 feet of Fierce Jet hose. This is the really nice smooth jacket. We sell a ton of this stuff here. This is rated higher. It's rated for hot water, 310 degrees. Working pressure is 4250. And then it has a braking pressure of over 10,000 PSI. So really, really nice stuff. We have our ball valve swivel here on the end. And this is all quick necked. See, we're using a Mossmatic swivel on there as well. You can see how the wiring's all ran underneath there. Everything is really nice and neat and clean and built how it should be. Take a look at the plumbing there. Everything runs really nice on this trailer. An overview here of what that looks like. This is going out to a roofing company. So they already do roofing and they want to get into the maintenance sector of their business. So this is a really nice addition if you are in the roofing space. If you're interested in something like this, I'm going to put all my contact information down below. What we typically do is we schedule a discovery call and we learn about what you need for your business and put together a nice estimate depending on what you're needing. If that looks like it'll work for you, then we'll get a deposit and get you in the build queue. All right, guys, have a great day.